Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I have war number 4. The opposing alliance is running stubborn this time, and I am on path 7. This first fight is a Darkhawk, who is a stubborn defender with power bond Matador. So essentially every time you dex, I do have to parry or block in order to remove the indestructibility charge on Darkhawk, which is really easily done with Cap Infinity War, crazy high block, of course, and he's a very powerful heavy attacking champion. Ignore the sound discrepancy. I've got some error issues in the recording, so the sound's a little off. Try not to mind it if you can. Normally with Darkhawk you'd have to worry about shield mode parrying you, but because I'm really only relying on the heavies from Cap Infinity War, nothing too bad there. There on the Darkhawk, I tend to forget that the second part of his heavy actually reaches, so I went for like a heavy counter, but I was way too slow and ended up getting punished for it. But otherwise, I can do my standard parry heavy playstyle here. I end up blocking this special one, so I don't have any indestructibility charges to worry about. A easy parry heavy special 2, and he's dust in the water. Super easy. Next up is a Stark Enhanced Spider-Man on path 7 in the second section. This is again another stubborn defender. This one has spite and powerful from afar. And while Stark Enhanced is a stubborn defender, I don't know if this is good placement. You really want champions who threaten a lot with spite. Maybe it's because of the amount of block damage or something. I'm not too sure. I just thought this was a really easy fight. I do heal up to make sure I have as much health as possible, well, relatively. But I'm gonna start off with a couple parries here just to get the petrifies on. I brought Warlock for this synergy, so that I don't have to worry too much about the power gain, because once you have a couple petrifies in, super easy power management. Powerful from afar and spite aren't a problem. Cap Infinity War wrecks this fight. I'm just going to play super standard, nothing crazy. I do dex the special 1 here, so I have the indestructibility charge, but that's okay, because again, playing Cap, who's very reliant on his heavy for big damage. Special 1 there, I didn't trigger the indestructibility there, so nothing crazy. Go for another parry heavy, and then I'll end it here with one last one with a special 2. Super easy. I get the sense Cap Infinity War is probably going to be on my roster for this whole season. Like, as long as he's a viable option for my path, I have every intention of slotting him in. He's just so good for all of these fights on path 7, especially if the opponents are running stubborn or flow. The ability for the petrifies to mitigate the power gain is really awesome, and the high block proficiency and the perfect block chance means that the frequent parrying and the frequent blocking isn't a problem on my health total. I'm going to jump into this Stealth Enhanced Spider-Man, who is not a stubborn defender. This is a kinetic transference stealth suit, which isn't too bad. Stealth suit, really the only thing you got to think about is that when he has the evade counter up, you do have to worry about him evading. But as long as you know he has the evade, you can play relatively safe around it and not get punished. Because unlike Nightcrawler, he doesn't insta-punish you when he evades. I have to throw an image up here because I do get a phone call during the fight. So I don't want to release that information when I can. There we go, and that's gone. But otherwise, this is a really simple fight. Even Stealth Enhanced Special 2 doesn't do a lot of damage. The Special 1 is really easy to dodge. There I went for a cheeky medium thinking I could trigger the evade. That's all I'm trying to do. But this guy's not running max limber, so I can do my full heavy attack, which makes him a lot easier defender. If you're using Stealth Suit as a defender, you want at least 4 points in limber, if not 5, so that the opponents can't full heavy you. Now, I'm going to jump into this Guillotine 2099 fight, but I just want to make a point that at this point in the war, my alliance leadership made the call for us to go for the clear and not necessarily for the win. It was relatively close, but the opposing alliance had already cleared all 3 battle groups, and we had 20 fights to go, and we would have needed to do it darn near flawless. That wasn't going to happen, so we're just going for the clear. So I'm going to jump in for this Guillotine 2099, even though I know Quake is a better counter here. But I wanted to see, what this fight was like with Warlock, just for the giggles. Now, the thing with Guillotine 2099 is you need to periodically knock her down with a heavy attack. Warlock is really good for this because he has a crazy fast heavy. So you want to knock her down to put the Digicloak on cooldown. I do so. The other thing I want to do is have my infection on her when she triggers the regen. And I have to be mindful of the fact that when she triggers the regen, she's going to go unblockable. So I want to try to avoid taking a combo to the face, play on dexes and intercepts there as well. She is not a stubborn defender, so every time I'm dexing these specials, no punishment here, which is just really, really awesome. It makes it for a free fight. She's more of a flow defense. Honestly, almost their entire boss island here is like flow, so they would have benefited a lot more from placing flow, but that's okay. They wrecked us anyways in the war. Dodge this special 2, super easy. Guillotine's an easy fight as long as you are mindful of the Digicloak and you dex the special 1 properly and don't dash into it like I did there. I thought that was going to be a special, like an intercept into a special 2 where I could end the fight. I got greedy. That's my fault. I mistimed here with the regeneration. I don't know why I thought it was 10%. I guess maybe it's like 15% or something. But I wasn't expecting that to trigger. No problem. The combo I took to the face didn't kill me. I'm able to go in, throw my special 2, and finish the fight that way. Next up, I'm going to jump into this Domino. Someone else already jumped into that fight and took her down to half. You could say they ran into a bit of bad luck and only got her down to half. So I'm going to jump in with my Warlock as well. Normally I would heal up here, maybe even boost, but again, we're just going for the clear, so I'm not too concerned. I'm going to start this fight with a lot of parries. Essentially, I'm just waiting for the poison phase, which is frustrating because it's a lot of unlucky damage, and a lot of block damage, so that extra health would have been really nice. Here, I don't get my block in, so I end up taking a hit, but I'm able to get a nice, super sexy sidestep in here, followed by another sidestep, and here I triggered unlucky, or the critical failure. I'm not even sure where that triggered from, and I ended up just dying to the degen. I think that I would have been able to get another sidestep and then finish the fight off if that hadn't happened, but it's not a big deal because I'm going to jump in with Captain America Infinity War. She is running Attrition Masteries, so she's going to bleed out here super, super fast. I'll just parry a whole bunch of times and let her kill herself. Super easy. Don't have to worry too much about the hazards. A nice full combo parry there and a simple medium attack to end the fight. Now this last fight is a Terrax boss. Now I'm going to jump in here with Namor. Terrax is not a stubborn defender, he's a flow defender. I'm just checking to see what his sig level is so I have an idea of how much power he has. But this Terrax is a really, really easy takedown with Namor. It says in his abilities, when he has the Rock Shield up, that he plays more aggressive. So when he has Rock Shield up, you're just really, really heavily rely on backdraft intercepts, like a light attack backdraft intercept, because he's 9 times out of 10 gonna dash into you. When he doesn't, he's super slow, so you can just put your block up and block regularly. So you see here I'm just doing a lot of backdraft intercepts. I do a 5-hit combo there to end because the rock field is about to expire, so that's free. Here I'm trying to find an opening to push him into a bar of power, so I can bait a special before throwing my special 3, etc, etc. He throws a heavy, I use that as an opening, followed by a backdraft intercept to push him into a bar of power. Here I get a cheeky intercept. I just saw a really good opening and I took it. He throws his special 1, super easy to dex. I'm going to go ahead and dash in to start removing the indestructibility charges and throw my special 3. Now, I would have wanted to remove all 4 of the indestructibility charges, but I also want to double stack Furies, and I'm right there on the cusp of the Outrage, so I needed to throw the special 3 when I did, because here I'm going to go for that intercept and immediately it triggers my Outrage. So if I had been greedy and gone for a 4-hit, I wouldn't have been able to double stack Furies. So while I didn't get any damage on that initial special 3, I am able to pick up some damage here on the second one. I do know coming out of this, Terrax is going to be super aggressive, so I just wait for my special 2 intercept. He still has Rock Field active, so I'm going to throw heavy straight into a special 2, knowing he's most likely going to dash into me. The Rock Field expired, so I went for some hits into the block, got a nice intercept followed by a backdraft intercept, and the fight is over. Super, super, super easy. Terrax, just some criticism here, is not a good war boss. I think he's a solid defender. I think he has his frustrations. My Terrax on defense did get a kill this war, and he's actually gotten kills, I think, in every single war this season. But what makes him frustrating, I think, is partially flow, the extra power gain, because he's a flow defender, and when you stick him primarily on paths, as a boss fight, like there's 10 people in the battle group who could bring Namor and just easily one-shot Terrax. But when you stick him on a path, people are a little less inclined to want to bring Namor into their path, because Namor doesn't have, like, you know, the world's largest quantity of use cases, and a lot of times, like, paths are a lot more niche, and they, you know, require specific champions to take him down. So I think he just works better on the path when less options, or it's less likely that people will have a easy free Namor counter. But overall, this is War 4. We did end up losing this war, but that's totally fine. We don't push too hard. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.